and thank you very much for joining me. Remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description, like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us. The Mayegun is live. So, thank you once again for tuning in. So tonight we are starting with the war of vagabonds, or what you can call the war of bastards. With a Wike, Makinde, Ibadan. They were once good, jolly good fellow. They will say one jolly good fellow, until whatever it is that went wrong between them, which obviously, according to Makinde, Ibadan, he is now tired of allowing themselves to be used, in perpetrating APC, in power. So he is now a repentant or a repented vagabond. But Wike seemed to have started it. Remember the crisis in PDP, which these guys actually orchestrated and obviously maybe even benefited from very well. But for 2027, right, Wike wants the same arrangement of 2023, disrupt the PDP and let Tinubu complete his 8 years. But Makinde has other plan, and that is not to let PDP die, according to him. He could have joined Wike and just do the same thing they did in 2023. But it felt like this has gone too far, and therefore it should be stopped. And that was how he pitted his own tent with another faction called the Turaki faction, which held their own PDP convention last November in Ibadan. So Wike declared yesterday, after that court's judgment, according to them, after that court judgment, that nullified the Ibadan convention of PDP, therefore nullified the executive of Turaki. In other words, nullified what Makinde, Ibadan and others did, giving the Wike's faction a leverage, and a leverage to the point that they expect the INEC to actually recognize them as the authentic PDP, right? So Wike said he's even interested in Oyo because Ibadan has fallen. What he literally mean was that the convention that was organized in Ibadan, where Wike and co were expelled from PDP, is no longer valid. Therefore, all of that arranging in Ibadan is gone. So we will start with Wike, as well as the Makinde's response and other stories that should make your evening tonight. Like and share the broadcast if you haven't, and let's get started. Wike first with his own faction of the PDP, who are currently preparing, according to them, to organize a nationwide, what do you call that thing? A nationwide congresses from all the states and all that, which means acting like they are in charge. Here, Wike.
That appeal has not been had. They again, in their own wisdom, when the Federal High Court beneath, in their own wisdom, we didn't go to court. Ibadan. We didn't go to court. Nigerians should know this. We never went to court. They went to court at the Federal High Court, Ibadan, seeking for order of mandamus, compelling INEC to recognize them as members of the National Committee based on their so-called November 15-16 Amala Convention.
They will do an Amala.
Now, we say, okay, no problem.
Take this.
Yes. You see, when I hear my brother, my friend, my colleague, who and the President, Council Minister of Special Duties, let us clear person. Frankly speaking, I don't really remember most of the names. His brother sick. You can remember his name. What's the name? I'm Neutralise. You know, not good at remembering names like this. They were to recognize us by order of mandamus. But if you look at the service, there is someone under opposition. One of the release was that stop INEC for recognizing anything that comes from so-called convention. And they now went again to the Federal High Court. To recognize us, even when they have appealed, which I thought they should have waited for the outcome of the appeal. The BOT and Co fight for joining them. The chairman and others fight for joining them. No. When there's a party because our tenure has expired. And PDP has set up a caretaker committee because there was no convention. Our cannot allow for a venue. And the court agreed to go. How could you have disobeyed the same court? You can't not to legitimize you. People like Turaki will not tell Nigerian people. This is academic. You know it's academic. Why did you go there? Something that's academic, you are the one who went there. You know, why I'm doing the legal matter of degree. For me, as an ordinary politician, I follow up and know what I did. Let me assure all of you, this battle will fight. I mean, some of us, by the grace of God, I don't see what anybody would threaten us with. No. Let me put it about that. No way. If battle has collapsed, INEC has no choice but to recognize the caretaker committee. There's no choice. And so we are waiting for them, the caretaker committee, to tell us what we should do. Make sure that congresses are held in those states that are being held, and then we go for national convention. So, if any of them don't want, you can go to wherever you want to go. This is the only opposition party we have in this country. Go to all the wars, all the units, all the heads, what? Forget about this is the Cherewere. You know, all these people, they come from here. They have no identity. Don't be worried. Some of you always believe because the government with you. But what is that? If you don't have a government, they can be anything. Who told you that? I wasn't the government when I became a governor. I was not. To not threaten you because you have no governor, you have a governor, and therefore nothing will happen. Who told you? Who told you that? Learn from us. We told them that we were not governor, we became governor. And we became governor. We became. In my state, there's something else to do. It does not blame my state. We are here. PDP is too strong. So capitalize on what we have and then move forward. If you don't want to start wasting time, we have a competent legal advisor, we have a competent organizing secretary who have the experience in this job. We are not so when we combine our experiences, you know what will happen. So I'm necessarily thankful for this short notice and everybody is there.
Yeah.
Go back to their state. Particularly, I'm interested. Mr. Chairman, let me declare my interest. I'm interested in no more. Thank you. And God bless you. Thank
you. So with a Wike, relating everything that he believed happened and how they managed to secure their victory, because that's what they claim, it's victory. So they are in charge now. While Makinde's group are also saying that they believe the judiciary will do the right thing when they appeal that judgment that nullified their Ibadan Convention. So Wike called it a Ewedu Anamala Convention, since it is non-void based on the court judgment. He's very interested in Oyo, okay? And it is because of Makinde. It's more or less like he's going to see where Makinde will end when the PDP at the national level is controlled by him. And the Makinde who wants to do the Ometutu 3.0, that means he is interested in his own successor. And being their leader, the PDP leader in Oyo State, who is also planning to run for president as well, that is Makinde, he would have to deal with a Wike or, like others, leave PDP. And that is probably the end goal of Wike's own payback time, because he is saying that Makinde and himself and others, they were all in this arrangement together. That Makinde decided to change course, all right, is something he considered as an act of a betrayal. And therefore, he will pay for it. It's in Wike's voice. But to Makinde who today was launching, or should I say, commissioning a new party secretariat, PDP party secretariat in Ibadan. Turaki and the zone executive, the nullified executive, they were there to honor the occasion. And Makinde, before handing over the properties to the PDP, reminded everybody present, especially the PDP members, of course, present, that a lot of them might be feeling concerned about what is going on in PDP, uncertainty and all of that, that they shouldn't worry. What's going on in PDP right now can be likened to that Yoruba saying that whenever a compound is peaceful or a home is peaceful, it is possibly because the bastard, he didn't use that word, he said the vagabond in the house are yet to grow up. So in PDP, the vagabonds grew up in 2015. And somehow, when he joined government in 2019, he was yoked with them and he repented. And right now, these vagabonds, okay, who are causing problems in PDP, will soon have their own end. Referring to Wike in his own words, that is Stolo Makinde Ibadan.
A lot of you are concerned. PDP, what is happening? Well, you're in Ibadan. This is the political, administrative, and cultural capital of the Yoruba race. The first thing I want to say is in Yoruba land, we always say that if you see a house or a compound that is peaceful, the vagabond in that house has not grown up. The vagabond in PDP They grew up in 2015. They had their time. And 10 years, a decade, they practice their vagabondsy in the PDP. But they have been expelled in November 2025. So no more vagabond in PDP. Two. So whatever it is that they are doing, you should be able to trace it back to their origin. In 2015, PDP lost power at the federal level. There was a gap in the leadership. Otherwise, those vagabonds will never have been able to take hold of PDP. And let me confess, I came into government in 2019. And towards 2023, I was yoked with them. But now I've repented. I'm not born again. But for them to hold PDP for another party to be in power, it is no, no, no. Number two, our leaders that were here to give us the goodwill messages, they kept hammering on something. They kept talking about the truth, and the truth. What I'll say in Yoruba is, Ti roba lo ni ogun ọdún. The interpretation is lies, liars. They can continue peddling their lies for 20 years, but the day truth comes out, that is the end of the lie. I have absolute trust in Nigeria's judiciary. I know they will do the needful. So all these court cases, they will all come together at some point. And judiciary being the last hope of the common man will give justice to PDP. Orin ni màá fi parí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí o. There are two things I will do. There are two things I will do before I sing my final song, so that they will know what is going on. First is in Oyo State. This is PDP State Secretariat. We were out of power from 2011 to 2019. 2019, a chairman led PDP back to power. And that chairman is Alhaji Omakumi Mustafa. This house is going to be named Omakumi Mustafa House.
He has no job.
We will work with you. to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.